Thank you for joining us for our regularly scheduled council meeting, Tuesday, November 24th at 7 p.m. Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Charlie Davidson.
Here.
James Glover.
Here.
Ben Sosetta.
Here.
Charles Swinky.
Here.
Tom Jones. George Capps. Brandy Bailey.
Here.
Jim Schrader.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. If you'll all rise, Councilman Glover will start us with the invocation, and Councilman Jones will lead our pledge.
Let's pray. Father, we just give you thanks tonight for all you've done and all you're going to do. We just ask that you give us wisdom, guidance in the sermon, discussing the business of Park City tonight. We ask and pray that any needs that any residents of Park City have, Lord, that you'll meet those needs and you'll help to meet those needs. We also pray for our first responders, Lord. Protect them, watch over them, Lord, as they continue to serve Park City. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Start with approval of the agenda. Jim.
I'd move that we approve the agenda.
Ben.
Second.
All right, seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Nobody signed up for public forum, staff reports? Sean?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I hope everyone had a good holiday. Tonight I have just a couple updates. First is Arena Drive. The grading has been completed on it. It is anticipated that the installation of the water and stormwater will start this next week. Given the recent snow, there was a little bit of delay. They plan on that taking until the end of December, and then they'll start paving just after the new year. The estimation is that project will be completed by the end of January. Secondly, we have work going on in both Prairie Hills 4th Edition, which is just on the south side of Beaumont, and then we also have Prairie Hills 7th, which is at the far eastern edge of the neighborhood and at the half-mile point between Hydraulic and Hillside. Both have minimal work remaining and should be ready for final inspection and acceptance within the next couple of weeks. At the old sewer plant, we've got construction going on of the new building that will house the electrical components and the variable frequency drives, or VFDs. That is underway. Once complete in mid-December, Shelley Electric will come on out and they'll start putting in and installing the VFDs. But then we're going to have a lull in the progress because we're still waiting on one of the electrical panels that has a 6 months lead time on it, so it's still out there. Finally, we have an update on the new meter program. All the 5/8" and 1" meters have all been delivered, the larger meters on order, and the installation is still tentatively scheduled for January with weather permitting. As far as upcoming calendar events, there's only one to mention, and that would be this Saturday, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Saturday, December 2nd. It's from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It will feature a gingerbread house competition, current Christmas year ornament giveaway, hot chocolate cookies, of course, a visit from the big guy, and we will even have one of his reindeers that kids of all ages will be able to come out and pet. So that's all I have, Mayor, pending any questions.
Any further discussion with Sean? All right, thank you, Sean. I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Charlie?
I move to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Jim?
I'd second.
Okay. All right, we have a motion by Charlie, seconded by Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 8-0. On to new business. Discuss and consider a resolution amending the terms and an ordinance authorizing taxable industrial revenue bonds to Munns Properties LLC. There. No? Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Dominic Eck with Gilmore and Bell Bond Counsel. Tonight, on this item, we have before you two actions. One would be a resolution to amend the previously adopted resolution of intent for this project. The reason for this is an increase in project cost. The development company originally estimated a $5 million project once they got going, and now that they're nearing completion, they've realized it's about $6.8 million. And so they're requesting an increase in the IRB amount from that $5 million to the 6.8. With that, a new cost-benefit analysis was procured, and that requires an additional public hearing because we're going to be going above that $5 million originally authorized. If you choose to move forward with that after the public hearing, there is both the resolution to amend and then also the ordinance to go ahead and authorize the issuance of these IRBs this calendar year so that the property tax abatement would go into effect starting January 1 of 2024. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Charles?
Yeah, for the new ones on the board, could you go into the scope of the business?
The scope of the Munns Company's business?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Good evening. I'm Mark Munns, so I should be able to help you with the Munns Company's, the work we do. So the building initially was built for our trailer company, Trailer Sales and Services of Kansas. So we're a trailer dealership, and we also, do service and parts on semi-trailers. In the midst of the project, we had a little bit of change in our our trucking company operations, and so that business has grown. And so therefore, in the process of that, the building became a little bit larger. We ended up building a fuel island, et cetera, and additional parking. So that building became larger. We increased the office space. We went to a second floor office space to house all of our Munns Company's administrative duties. So that's where the building really took off from there. So you've seen our trucks, I'm sure, especially on 135 here, Munns Energy. We operate 100 tank trailers and trucks. So that's kind of what we do. I mean, I'm happy to answer any more questions, but it's been really fortunate. Our business is already growing, and we're just getting it started here in Park City. But we've been in Hutchinson for over 70 years doing business.
That pretty well answers,
Think
what
you good?
Yeah, because there's several of us that haven't been around that long, so we're not all as familiar as we probably
Okay.
should be.
All right, anything else? All right, thank you for considering it, really appreciate it.
For those watching at home or don't know much about it, this company is estimated to have a total of 64 new full-time employees over the next 10 years that would be above county average wages, so. Jim?
I appreciate their commitment to our city, so I don't have any questions.
Mayor.
Public hearing.
Public hearing.
Oh, yeah.
We got you. Did you have a question or anything?
No, I don't have any
Okay.
questions.
All right, Charlie, did you have a question?
No, I was going to make a motion.
I didn't have one either. I was just going
Okay. All right, we'll open the public hearing at 7:12. Is there anybody that would like to come forward and speak on this item? Now is the awkward silence. All right, I'll call one more time. Is there anybody in the gallery that would like to speak on this topic? Okay, still 7:12. I will close the hearing. Jim?
Now we're ready for the motion.
Yes.
So I would move to approve Resolution 1184-2023, a resolution of the governing body of City of Park City, Kansas, amending Resolution Number 1126-2022.
Okay, Charlie?
Second.
Okay. Have a motion by Jim, seconded by Charlie. Seeing no further comments. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion passes 8-0. The next one after we complete the motion will be a roll call vote. And I would entertain a motion. Jim?
I move to approve ordinance 1180-2023, an ordinance authorizing the city of Park City, Kansas to issue taxable industrial revenue bonds, Series 2023.
Thank you, Jim. Charlie?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Jim, seconded by Charlie. There'll be a roll call vote. Madam Clerk?
Charlie Davidson.
Aye.
George Glover.
Aye.
Ben Sosetta.
Aye.
Charles Swanky. Tom Jones. George Capps.
Aye.
Brandy Bailey.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0. Next, on to item 9, discuss and consider an ordinance authorizing taxable industrial revenue bonds to K and M Tire.
Okay, next up, we've got another IRB. This one does not require a new public hearing because there is no change in the principal amount. So it's simply the ordinance to authorize the issuance of the bonds for the K&M Tire IRB project.
Thank you. Charlie?
I move to approve ordinance 1181, 2023, an ordinance authorizing the city of Park City, Kansas to issue its taxable industrial revenue bonds, Series 2023, for the purpose of acquisition, construction, and equipping a commercial facility and authorizing other related documents.
And Tom?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Tom, and you did say that we don't need a roll call vote on this one, okay? All? Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Charlie Davidson.
Aye.
George Glover.
Aye.
Ben Sosetta.
Aye.
Charles Schwenke.
Aye.
Tom Jones.
Aye.
George Capps.
Aye.
Brandy Bailey.
Aye.
Jim Schrader.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 8-0. On to item 10, discuss and consider approval of a proposed change of zoning district classification from the R2 Single Family Residential District to the I1 Light Industrial District located 1/3 mile south of 69th Street North and west of Broadway Avenue, or 6701 North Broadway Avenue. Russ?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Russ is not here tonight. Jerry Huffine, the owner of the subject property, as well as Iron Horse Development Contract, is the contract purchaser, has requested approval of a change of zoning to the I-1 Light Industrial District for future development for industrial uses. The subject property, approximately 73 acres in size, is currently zoned R2 Single Family Residential District and is used for agricultural production. The site is bisected north and south with a section of the flood control levee and is significantly covered by the 100-year floodplain. Properties to the north and southwest are located in Sedgwick County. They are zoned a default Single Family 20 designation. They are also used for agricultural production. Property adjacent to the west is within Park City. It's zoned R2, single family, and developed with residences along 69th Street North. The land across Broadway to the east, it says west, but it's actually to the east, is developed with a manufactured home, Navajo Lake Estates, with several industrial uses, while land to the south is zoned I-1 Light Industrial, but currently remains in agricultural production. There's no identifiable cost to the city. The Planning Commission recommended approval of the zone change 4-0, and we stand for any questions.
Jim?
I don't have any questions and would approve the zone change as recommended.
Tom?
I'll second it.
I need you to approve the ordinance, please.
Ordinance 1182-2023.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw it too late.
And the second was Tom.
I seconded it.
You're good with that addition?
Yes.
Okay. And this will be a roll call vote.
Charlie Davidson.
Aye.
George Glover.
Aye.
Ben Sosetta.
Aye.
Charles Schwenke.
Here. Aye.
Tom Jones. George Capps. Brandy Bailey.
Aye.
Jim Schrader.
Aye.
He's the new guy.
New guys here.
I'll go sit here.
Okay, on to item, I'm sorry, I didn't announce it. That passed 8-0. On to item 11, discuss and consider approval of text amendments to the City of Park City zoning regulations to modify the classification of conditional uses.
Yes, sir. The proposed amendments under consideration are intended to change the classification of certain conditional uses within the City of Park City zoning regulations. According to a couple recent cases, established that the land use falls under the authority of the governing body and not the Board of Zoning Appeals, which causes local jurisdictions to review both their regulations for compliance. Currently, our regulations are constructed to where land uses, such as casinos, are listed as conditional uses and require BZA approval, as opposed to the standard procedure for reviewing and approving zoning amendments and special use applications. The primary change to the regulations under this amendment is eliminating the listing of conditional uses within the various zoning districts and shifting those to under special use listing. Other conditional uses as exceptions will remain unchanged, such as those as approved for larger accessory structures. Again, there is no identifiable cost for the city approving the text amendments. The Planning Commission recommended approval of the text amendments. Vote.
Is that it?
Yes, sir, that's it.
Okay. Jim?
I'm going to try this again. I will move to approve the text amendments as presented, which is ordinance number 1183-2023.
Tom?
I'll second that.
Motion by Jim, seconded by Tom. This will be a roll call vote. Madam Clerk?
Charlie Davidson.
Aye.
George Glover.
Aye.
Ben Sosetta.
Aye.
Charles Schwenke. Tom Jones. George Capps.
Aye.
Brandy Bailey.
Aye.
And Jim Schrader.
Aye.
I believe motion passes 8-0, if I counted right. Thank you. On to item 12. Consider approval of the write-off of the 2022 uncollectible utility accounts. D.
Good evening. Accounts that are accounts that are likely to be uncollectible should be written off annually to avoid accounts receivable balances becoming unreasonably high. The write-off process removes the bills from accounts receivable and charges the bad debt expenditure accounts. It also moves the accounts to bad debt section of the Encode financial system so the debts don't go away. Staff is currently working on sending these debts to the Kansas Set-Off Program for collection. We'll have them all submitted before the state begins sending out tax refunds, and that's our best opportunity during the year because there's so many refunds that go out. Staff recommends approval of the 2022 write-offs in the amount of $19,634.75.
Ben?
Yeah, I'd go ahead and make a motion to approve the 2022 write-offs in the amount of $19,634.75.
Thank you, Charlie.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Ben, seconded by Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. We'll move to item 13, discuss and consider approving a resolution determining the advisability of water distribution improvements for Champtown development. Sean?
Yes, sir. At each one of your dais seats, there are 3 updated petitions that about the only thing that changed from what was in the package was the legal description, and that was at the request of the landowner. The petition was filed with the city clerk proposing improvements to the city's water distribution system. It was signed by the owners of record of more than 1/2 of the area liable for the assessment for the proposed improvements, and therefore the petitioners requested that such improvements be made without notice and hearing as required by KSA 12-6A01. The improvements include water distribution system, including necessary water mains, pipes, valves, hydrants, meters, and appurtenances to serve the area described as the improvement district, all in accordance with the city standards, plans, and specifications prepared for or approved by the city engineer. The estimated or probable cost of the proposed improvements is $410,700, with said estimated cost being increased at a pro rata rate of 1% per month from and after the date of the adoption of the resolution authorizing the improvements. The improvement district is listed in the attached exhibit The method of assessment for all cost of the improvement districts shall be equal on a per square foot basis, and the apportionment of the cost for the improvements between the improvement district and the city is 100% against the district and 0 to be paid by the city. Have any questions, sir?
Ben?
So the next three, they're all basically, same type of scenario.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One is for water, one is for sewer, and one is for stormwater drainage.
Perfect, so we can speed these three through
Yes, sir.
here. So I'm just gonna make a motion to approve to accept the petition and approve resolution 1180-2023.
Thank you, Ben. Charlie?
Second.
Okay, motion by Ben, seconded by Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 8-0. To item 14, discuss and consider approving a resolution determining the advisability of stormwater
Yeah, I'd make a motion.
drainage improvements for Champtown development. Ben?
Yeah, I'd make a motion, we approve or accept the petition and approve resolution 1181-2023.
Charlie?
Second.
Okay, motion by Ben, seconded by Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Item 15, discuss and consider approving a resolution determining the advisability of sanitary sewer improvements for Champtown development. Charlie?
I move to accept the
Sir?
petition. Yes.
Sir, if I could.
Yes, please.
On the write-up on that particular one, the amount of the previous one was carried over. The correct amount for the estimated probable cost of the proposed improvements is $483,000. So if that could be included in the motion, that would help.
Okay. We're on 15, right?
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the petition and approve resolution 1182, 2023 in the amount of, say that again,
$483,000.
$483,000.
Ben?
Second.
Tom?
I've got a question, and my finger wasn't fast enough to get in there before the voting. Is this sewer and stuff up in that area that we're doing in addition to what was already there? So it's an extension?
This is a sewer main extension, correct, to service the development. It's not
Clarify.
the tentacles, but it is the main for the
And
development.
it's just the front half?
It's for the whole development.
Whole
Yes, sir.
development, Okay. I'm good.
Okay, motion by Charlie, seconded by Ben. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Item 16, consider ordinance amending section 14-202 of the municipal code relating to the speed limit on AirCap Drive between 53rd Street North and 61st Street North. Doug?
Mayor and council, that undone section of about a half a mile between 53rd Street and 61st of AirCap Drive has now been completed and opened. The existing speed limits, I think, were 40 and 30. And the police department has concluded that with the new configuration from 53rd to 61st, that a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit would be unsafe, and that therefore it should be posted as 30 miles per hour on that entirety from 53rd Street North to 61st Street. And that's what this ordinance amendment does.
Thank you. Charlie?
I don't have any questions. I move to approve ordinance 1179, 2023, amending the municipal code of Park City relating to maximum speed limits established in section 14202.
Thank you. Jim?
I'd second it.
Tom?
Again, I got a question. 30 miles an hour seems excessively low down through there for that whole mile. I just wonder if it's counterproductive or to even talk about it, but
We had some discussions on that within, I'm not sure what's going on with the audio here, but we had some discussions on that with staff and with Public Works. Our main concern was, well, first of all, the northern half from about Goodyear, the existing portion, up to 61st Street was already posted at 30 miles per hour. This middle portion had no speed limit because it was new. And then the curves at the southern end are rated at 25 miles per hour. So that was our main concern, was trying to make it consistent and yet also take into consideration those curves that are rated at 25 miles per hour. So we didn't think it was probably wise to change it to 35 or 40 for just a brief distance before you get into those businesses from Goodyear and McDonald's and so forth onto the north. So we felt that it was best to maintain a consistent speed of 30 all the way through.
Well, the reason I ask that question is it's consistently around town or different towns around us, the speed limit typically is 35 or 40 through an area that's more congested than that. And it just like we're trying to slow everything down, so I just asked. I'm going to vote for it, but I just wondered why we weren't doing 35 or 40.
Those were the reasons.
Okay.
Charlie?
I appreciate those reasons, and I think as we continue to develop that area, it's good to establish it now, so it becomes second nature, I guess. That is 30 through there, especially as we continue to grow, and it's supposed to be sporting activities and kids and all kinds of stuff, so I'm in favor for it.
Yeah, I think in the near future, you're gonna see a lot of construction happening there as well, so.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good idea, safety-wise.
Yeah.
Okay, motion by Charlie, seconded by Jim. This will be roll call vote.
Charlie Davidson.
Aye.
George Glover.
Aye.
Ben Sosetta.
Aye.
Charles Schwenke.
Aye.
Tom Jones. George Capps.
Aye.
Brandy Bailey. Jim Schrader.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0. Move to item 17, discuss and consider approval of a bid from White Star Machinery for purchase of a Bobcat mini excavator.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The adopted budget for 2023 originally included the purchase of a backhoe. However, upon further review from staff, it was determined that a compact excavator and a selection of accessories would better meet the needs of the department. Staff issued a request for bids for a mini excavator, as well as a jackhammer, sheep's foot, grapple bucket, and mower forestry attachment as add alternates to the original bid. When considering price and lead time, staff believes that White Star Machinery, selling directly from Bobcat, is the best overall bid. White Star Machinery has a buyer for our 2004 Case backhoe and has offered a trade-in value of $25,000, which is reflected in the grand total cost for the mini excavator. Total cost for the mini excavator and 4 attachments is well below the budgeted amount previously allocated for the backhoe, and staff is requesting approval to purchase the mini excavator and accessories, as well as trade in the 2004 Case backhoe to White Star Machinery while utilizing the Bobcat contract pricing for a total amount of $43,683.59 to be paid from the Special Streets and Highway Fund. I stand for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Gina. Ben?
I don't have any questions. I think it's great that we're thinking outside of normal abilities or thought process to find solutions that you'll be able to utilize this in a much broader sense. So with that, I'd make a motion to purchase the mini excavator and accessories, as well as trade in the 2004 Case backhoe to White Star Machinery while utilizing the Bobcat contract pricing for a total amount of $43,683.59 to be paid from the Special Streets and Highway Fund.
Thank you. Charlie?
I second. I do have a question. Can you just, because I don't know, what is a sheep's foot, and like what do you, I know you mow with the brush forestry attachment. What do these other things do?
Right, so it will come equipped with a standard bucket. The jackhammer would be used to break up surfaces.
Sure.
It is like a jackhammer attachment. The sheep foot is used for compaction. So when we're doing some of our larger patches or we're doing some dirt work, we can use that sheep's foot for compaction.
Oh, okay.
The forestry attachment's going to work best in our drainage ditches. We'll actually be able to get down in the bottom of those ditches and mow the slopes. Helps increase the safety for our employees on any tip-over incidents. And the grapple bucket is just like it sounds. It's like a claw to grab things. We can grab limbs, brush, debris, anything like that.
Thanks, Gina.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? All right, motion by Ben, seconded by Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Motion passes 8-0. Move to item 18, discuss and consider approving a new contract for license plate reader cameras from Flock Safety. Chief?
Mr. Mayor, council members, the police department currently leases 7 license plate readers, LPR cameras from Flock Safety. These cameras are pole-mounted, solar-powered devices. The primary use of the cameras has been locating stolen vehicles, persons with outstanding arrest warrants, and providing leads for solving criminal cases. Our department's been using Flock stationary cameras since 2021, and we've used vehicle-mounted license plate readers since 2009. I included 3 examples here. I won't read through those for you, but those are just 3 of probably dozens upon dozens of incidents where we have used the Flock system to assist us in investigating cases or in arresting wanted people or recovering stolen vehicles since we've been using the Flock system. As I said, we have currently 7 cameras. Flock has offered to extend the pricing for 5 years if the city signs a 5-year contract. Currently, the lease price for these is $2,500 per unit per year. In our police department budget for next year, we have funds for adding 4 additional cameras for a total of 11. If we don't do anything, the price will increase to $3,000 for all the cameras, including the ones we have now and any new cameras that we might add in the future. So they'll go up $500 per year per unit. If we sign a 5-year contract with Flock, all the existing cameras that we have, plus any that we add this year, will stay at $2,500 for the next 5 years. And so my proposal is to go ahead and add those 4 cameras that we have budgeted for next year. Go ahead and do that now so we can lock in and sign the 5-year contract so we can lock in the price at $2,500. There is a non-appropriation clause on this so that if in future years if councils decide they don't want to appropriate the money for this, the city's not bound by this contract. So I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you. Charlie?
I know firsthand how Flock cameras can be beneficial to a police department, how they can help reduce crime. I know one of the main questions I hear from residents when they want to move somewhere is, what's the crime rate in that area? So I'm definitely in favor of approving anything that can help keep our community safe and tools to help our police department. So with that, I move to approve and authorize the mayor to sign and execute a contract with Flock Safety in the amount of $22,045.21 to be paid out of the general fund police department.
Hey, Charlie? Ben?
I'm going to second, just for discussion, just real quick. I have a question I'm pretty sure I know the answers for on this. So the systems are not used to, we're not doing basically speed traps or anything with these. These systems basically pick up license plates that are under BOLO of some sort.
That's correct. Yes, they will run for wanted persons, stolen vehicles. We can set an alert. So let's say if we're looking for a BOLO, be on the lookout for someone that we're looking for a suspect, we can set an alert for that. But they don't do anything. They won't run a license plate and tell us that it's expired, for instance. They won't tell us that a driver has a suspended license or anything like that. So, and we're not looking to use the system for what I call the lower end use. That's not the purpose of it. And it can't be used for that purpose anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to provide a great amount of safety and support to our community and our police department. I've heard some comments outside from people who are just on the far end of the spectrum on these, and I think that they're great for a community and they keep the community safer. So I think they'd be silly not to have them if they don't have them in their community. So I'd support this.
Thank you. George Capps.
Well, I tell you, I believe we're living in very dangerous times. there's people flooding in here from God only knows where. And anything we can do to assist law enforcement in helping identify stuff, I'm all for it. Who knows, you run into a stolen tag, a lot of criminals, when they get ready to commit a crime, they steal a vehicle. And so I think it's great. You got my whole lot of support. And a few years ago, I was against public cameras, but man, do I see the need for them now. Times have changed. Like I say, these are dangerous times we live in.
Thank you, George. Charlie?
Yeah, just to add to Ben's statement there, to be clear, they're called flock cameras, but they're not actually video cameras. They're basically license plate readers, and all they do is read the license plate tags. So they don't offer any indication of who the driver is and things of that. It's just an investigative tool. And I know Flock Safety's done a lot to put parameters in place to make sure there's not any misuse of this tool as well. So I think it's a very valuable tool for any police department.
Okay. I'll just weigh in. I'd say the same thing, like right now at times where we have such a hard time recruiting police, this is just another eye on the streets that can be used later, or even if it's like they were saying, there's an immediate BOLO or a want for the vehicle, that they're alerted and they can take that type of action. I just see it as a force multiplier for our department at a time where obviously the staffing is very difficult for us. So I'm very supportive of this. So I believe everybody's weighed in that had interest in doing that. A motion by Charlie, seconded by Ben. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we're on to governing body reports. Jim?
Have anything to report tonight?
Okay. Brandy?
I don't have anything.
George?
Well, this is going to be my last report. I won't be around when the next time comes, but I'd just like to tell everybody, all the employees, I've always been pro-employee. I think everybody knows that. I am happy for some of the benefits and wages we've got them. We worked hard for it, and they worked hard for them. And I know, and I'd like to say to the other council members, there's times when we disagreed, but I've got a deep fondness for each and every one of you. I appreciate working with you. I appreciate working with staff. I think we're going in the right direction. We're going a long ways. And the only other thing I got to say is, man, I got my tax bill the other day, and boy, that was a shock.
I think Brandy sent those.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
If that helps.
That's all I got.
I've got to second what George said. I've been on here a while. This is my last meeting to talk at the ending. I've enjoyed it. There's been some good times and some bad times. Pretty much enjoyed working with everybody that I've had an opportunity to work with, including 3 high school teachers that I went to school with that were on the council several years ago. That's interesting, because you get to correct their English on the council, if you want to do that. But it's been enjoyable, and I'll miss some of it. That's about all I got.
Charles?
All I've got to say is thank you, George. Thank you, Tom.
It's been a pleasure.
Ben?
I have a lot to say. I missed last time. I want to say thank you very much, first off, to Tom and to George. George, he's my partner in Ward 3, or I'm his partner. I don't know how he looks at it or whatever, but I've enjoyed learning and serving alongside George for the last 6 years, and Tom as well. Thank you guys for the commitment that you've made to our city over 20 years' time, and really longer outside of the council. There's not enough words there that could really probably put into practice everything that you've done for our community. So I want to say thank you guys both very much, and to your wives, to your families who've given up time with you over the last several years as you served on council and in different positions. Thank you to your families as well. Changes is never fun, but always a part of life, it seems. The other thing I wanted to say, and again, I am a big supporter of this last agenda item there. I think that those make sense. I appreciate the leadership of Chief Boston and the entire police department here in Park City as they work to serve and make us better. And we got lots of opportunities here to come work, and you got a council that will support you.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, I also want to thank Tom and George and their many years of wisdom and insight to the council. You guys have taught me a lot coming on board. I've learned a lot from both of you. So I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Also, this Saturday, we have our annual Christmas tree lighting. We encourage all the residents or folks to come out to see that. Many thanks to our Community Relations Board in putting that on. We have a lot of fun activities, and it's a great annual event that everyone can be involved in. Thank you.
Thank you. Charlie?
I shared my words last time, but again, Tom and George, I think you guys have done a lot of good work, and Park City's in a good spot. I think there's a lot of good things going on, and it's definitely based on your guys' leadership from the past to get us to where we're at today. So that's all I got.
John, for you, I'd like to, in private after the meeting, Sean, before you take off, I'd like to ask you a question. Okay. Just between us.
And you guys, just to be clear, you guys will be at the next meeting, right?
I hope so. I hope the board transferred that. Here, you know.
Well, you're acting like you're not, but, because you'll have a chance.
Well, no, I won't be giving the final statement again, so.
You can.
So I just wanted to make everybody know that, you know, I value their friendship and the time I spent with them. I know we had some difficult times, but you know, I left it at the door when I walked out, you know. It's not personal.
Well, we probably expect to see both of you at the podium, shaking your finger at us.
We can raise that.
When you get your tax bill or whatever, you can come in and she'll be right there.
We'll go visit Brandy.
The $500,000 didn't help me this year.
Okay. So I would echo the thoughts we had here, but I look forward next time to you guys with your party shots. And thank you guys for the service you've given the city, and welcome to our new folks that are joining, and looking forward to new perspectives. And I will say our occupancy permits for homes, we're at 100 now for the year. And that's through October. We haven't got November yet. So we'll see how that works. With that, I would entertain a non-debatable motion to adjourn. Ben?
So moved.
And Jim?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Ben, seconded by Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.